Assalamu alaikum. A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقهوا قولي واجعل لي وزيرا من أهلي هارون أخي أشدد به أزري واشركه في أمري لنسبحك كثيرا ونذكرك كثيرا إنك كنت بنا بصيرا ولا حول ولا قوة إلا بالله العلي العظيم وصل اللهم على محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين والحمد لله رب العالمين. Welcome, dear friends. Inshallah, we will continue with our discussion about the ascension of the Prophet, the Miraj. Peace and blessings be upon him, the Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. So we're discussing basically the fruits of the ascension, how we can benefit from our own personal individual ascension as well, our own Miraj that we can do while we are here in this world. Enjoy the fruits, delicious fruits of the ascension, inshallah. So last time we started the second fruit and we kind of discussed basically the need of the human being for satisfaction, for being happy in this world as well in the next, looking for eternal happiness. And of course, man constantly receiving countless numbers of his bounties. And we also spoke about I remember talking about the Nazir reminders that we get in different forms while we're living here, just to go on the right path. So warning signs that we receive as well, those are also bounties in a way. And Bashir, basically good news. So whenever we are conveying or the good news to everyone, we should continue doing that and not make anyone feel guilty about it. That was one highlight that kind of stuck with me from last time's discussion. Never make anyone feel as if that they are guilty of some wrongdoing or crime or something, but just continue doing whatever we are meant to do. So we gave the example of the teacher and the student. So this teacher must never make the student feel guilty, but continue teaching and reminding them with warnings as well, just like we gave the example of the syllabus that gives the indication that this is what is expected of you in the class. All right. So we'll continue, inshallah, with this where we left off last time in the second fruit. So thus, as a direct fruit of the ascension, a direct fruit, Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon him, heard with utter certainty what it is that pleases the monarch of pre-eternity and post-eternity, which is the absolute being. We kind of spoke about this. So pre-eternity and post-eternity basically means the absolute Lord of the universe. So what pleases him? Behind 70,000 veils, and returning brought it as a gift to mankind. So brought it, I would understand the ascension or whatever that pleases the monarch, the pre-eternal monarch, the Lord of the universe. So this fruit of the ascension basically is a gift for us. Indeed, how curious is man to learn the conditions on the moon or whatever we are studying. We are very curious in terms of whatever the things in the universe, conditions of maybe you're studying science or medicine or engineering, and you are always curious as to how this thing works, what is going on, how the things are made. I enjoy looking at the time lapses of how the plants are growing, beautiful, the flowers, how they're coming about. So all those are amazing things that are happening in the universe. So that arouses man's curiosity to learn about what's going on. If someone was to go there to the moon and return bringing news of it, both what self-sacrifice he would display and if he was to understand the conditions there, how he would be overcome by wonder and curiosity. But the moon is merely touring in the domain of a lord, the domain of a lord of such dominion that it encircles the globe of the earth like a fly, and the globe flies around the sun like a moth, while the sun is one lamp among thousands and is just a candle in a guest house of that glorious Lord of all dominion. So in terms of attraction and love, the flies kind of goes around different food items as we see, or anything that it pleases, like a housefly or anything. And just like a fly, this whole globe of the earth and just goes around the sun like a moth, just gets attracted to it. So the sun attracts all these different elements in the solar system, right? So this is an analogy for me at least, to realize that I have to be also attracted to my Lord in a way. And then he relates it that this is just a mere candle in the guest house of that glorious Lord of all dominion. Thus, Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon him, saw the works and wonders of art and treasuries of mercy in the everlasting realm of this all glorious one. The works and wonders of art and treasuries of mercy in this everlasting realm of this all glorious one. And he returned and informed mankind. And so, if mankind does not listen to him with complete wonder, curiosity, and love, you can understand how contrary to reason and wisdom is their attitude. All right, I will pause here if anybody has any comments or anything on these two paragraphs we just read. Brother Ali, please go ahead.
This fruit of the ascension, fruit and benefits of the ascension, I'm trying to understand it. And here there were some very interesting terminologies used in the second fruit, I'm trying to find out, yeah, excuse me. It's here. Now, I'm trying to find out the exact word that I'm looking for the translation of Hakka yakin ışık getirip görmüş. As if there must be somewhere, well, yeah, but it isn't. Yeah, utter certainty. Certainty. Did you get it? Where is it? Let me describe where I am. Thus, this paragraph is start thus, almost in the middle of second fruit. This utter certainty. Now, let's read the word. Let's read the sentence now. Thus is a direct fruit of ascension. Direct fruit of ascension. Muhammad alayhi salatu wasalam heard with utter certainty what it is that pleases the monarch of eternity. It means absolute being. Pleases the absolute being behind 70,000 veils and returning, and also very critical word, brought it. Brought it. What is it? As a gift to mankind. What does it refer to?
So I treat it as the fruit of the ascension. The ascension itself is a gift.
But fruit of the ascension.
Right.
Now, I'm saying not the ascension, fruit of the ascension. What is the fruit of the ascension, which, with utter certainty, utter certainty, let me see, hakkal yaqin, where was it? And hakkal yaqin, yes. Utter certainty is the translation of hakkal yaqin. Yeah. So, what I understand, the fruit of this ascension is experiencing hakkal yaqin, what pleases the eternal being behind 70,000 veils. And on his return, he brought it as a gift. What did it give? This fruit of ascension. As a result of utter certainty. What pleases, or the pleases the absolute being, means what is the purpose for the absolute being to create this universe and human being. And he got the result, experiencing being, how do you say, if you like, face to face, but not in physical terms, worldly terms, singly representing the human mankind, Muhammad, and representing not the representation, but the real source of existence of the universe, now coming together face to face with each other, if you like, but from the absolute being side, everything is perfectly clear. From human side, it is 70,000 veils. Behind the 70,000 veils, it means veils of being createdness. Now, coming face to face, it means the universe is created, the creator of the universe manifested his qualities in the universe and brought a person representing the mankind, took him through the creation, showing him 70,000 layers of 70,000 is not important. 70 is not important. It's the many, many, many layers where the qualities of the creator have manifested itself. And this person, Muhammad alayhi salatu wassalam, we are very grateful to his gift. Now, he brought it as a gift, the result of his experience of observing the universe, and as a result of his ascension as a fruit, as a gift. Now, fruit turned into a gift now to you and me. What does it, I thought, what does it mean? Let me really, really think about it seriously. What does it mean? I understood very simply the fruit of the ascension is the Quran. Brought it is the Quran. It refers to the Quran. That's my understanding. Think about it and reflect on it. It is very serious. This Quran speaks about the qualities of the creator manifesting itself 67, it means sevens of layers of creation, starting from particles to the whole universe. All the qualities of the creator are manifesting themselves in these universe, layers by layer. All the qualities is there, and going through the layers of the universe, the Prophet alayhi salatu wasalam traveled through, of course, with Allah's will. He cannot do anything. He cannot even walk one step ahead by himself as a human being, created human being, only with the creator of the universe. So we emphasized on the importance of understanding that the Mi'raj, Ascension, was realized by God, not by Muhammad. So this Miraj took place within the absolute power of the Creator. That's why it didn't take time. But as far as Muhammad والسلام, is concerned, it was supposed to take long. No, impossible. Impossible. So, because he deserved to go through this journey so that he can bear the responsibility, because this utter certainty is placed or expressed in the Quran, and he came back. We all know that the Quran, the Prophet, in his return, this is how it is described, the ascension. How? He went there with his ubudiyah, being the perfect abd, came back with risale as a messenger of God. Now, as a messenger of God, what did the Prophet bring to us as he received the Quran and brought to us? And he himself educated with the guidance of the Quran. So the fruit of the ascension as a second fruit is presented to us as the Quran. So what does it mean? Quran is the source which teaches me with utter certainty what the reality of this universe is, so that after learning or being educated, with the guidance of the Quran, how the universe is an intermediary between me and its source of existence. It means, intermediary means, I am using the guidance of the Quran, reading the universe under his guidance and reaching the utter certainty and believing in God in my spirit, so that my spirit is now face to face with its owner, with its creator. What does it mean? My spirit fully is convinced to confirm the reality of the creator with his absolute qualities under the witnessing of the universe. That is why in this relationship, universe is the uh, shafa'a. Uh, what was shafa'at?
Intercession.
Yeah. Universe is the intercessor between me and the owner of the universe. So, how about the Quran? Quran is my guide. Now, as far as I am concerned, but as far as Prophet is concerned, Allah, God took him for a journey and made him realize what exactly the universe is teaching me, the universe is manifesting, understanding that, oh, it is the for thousands of layers of manifestations of the qualities of the creator, and I am experiencing it now through the teachings of the Quran. You can say Quran is the intermediary, universe is another kind of intermediary, Quran is the guide, universe is the manifestation place, and under the guidance of the Quran, I am studying the universe and understanding the source of existence of the universe with his all thousands layers of different kinds of manifestations of his name. This is the, if you like, vision we should have when we thought about what ascension is. I don't know whether it makes sense, but I think we should, that is why we can never understand the Quran if we don't read it alongside the universe. That is why the Prophet must have been gone to or taken by God physically to be educated, taught, observing the manifestations of his qualities in the form of the created world, the universe. That is why he has to go through layers and layers and layers. Thank you.
Thank you, Brother Ali. Yeah, that makes sense to me. Anybody else has any comments or thoughts? So you said utter certainty, hakul yaqeen. So when he was taken on his journey by the Lord of the universe, so experiencing a direct fruit and convinced utter certainty. It's presented with the risale as Brother Ali was sharing, and then brought it as a gift to mankind. And you said the layers of veils are the createdness of right of the universe. So seeing the meaning behind all that creation. All right. So I will move to the next paragraph. I think we did the next paragraph also. Yeah, we kind of, anything on the next paragraph, the curiosity of man, and then this whole wondering at the things that are happening in the universe. Right. We'll go to this final paragraph then. Thus, Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon him, saw the works and wonders of art and treasuries of mercy in the everlasting realm of this all-glorious one. And he returned and informed mankind. So he saw the works and wonders of art treasuries in the everlasting realm, and he returned and informed mankind. And so, if mankind does not listen to him with complete wonder, curiosity, and love, so we really need to be thirsty and hungry or curious to benefit from the message of the Quran. And you can understand how contrary to reason and wisdom is their attitude. All right. Anything else on this second fruit before we move on to the third fruit? All right. The third fruit. Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon him, saw the treasury of eternal happiness, obtained the key to this eternal happiness, and brought it as a gift to jinn and men. Yes, through the Ascension, he saw paradise with his own eyes and witnessed the eternal manifestation of the all-glorious and merciful one's mercy. He understood eternal happiness with absolute and utter certainty, and brought as a gift to jinn and men the good news of its existence. Good news of eternal happiness, which we are all looking for, inshallah. If wretched jinn and men imagine themselves and all beings to be in the soul searing, I wasn't sure what the soul searing was, but I think from what I looked at was listening deep to one's feelings for this eternal happiness, satisfaction, right? So all beings in the soul searing situation of an unstable world amid the upheavals of death and separation. So this contradiction that one is facing with what the feelings are looking for and what the observation of this unstable world going through different challenges and separation and death being poured with the flood of time and motion of particles into the oceans of non-existence and eternal separation. It cannot be described how precious and heartening such good news is in the years of the ephemeral jinn and men, who thus suppose themselves to be condemned to eternal annihilation. If, at the moment, he is to be executed and sent to non-existence, a man is pardoned and given a palace in proximity to the king, Wow. And a palace in proximity to a king. What great joy this would cause him. So gather up all such joy and happiness to the number of jinn and men, and then evaluate this good news. So this good news of eternal happiness. All right. Any thoughts or comments on this third fruit? No? All right. Maria, go ahead.
The last part doesn't make sense. I mean, it says if at the moment he is to be executed and sent to non-existence. Maybe I think I'm just getting caught up with the language non-existence. Maybe at the time of graduation or departure from this universe, a man is pardoned and given a place in proximity to the king. What great joy this would cause him. Yeah, that makes sense, but it's just the piece of non-existence. If to me, if I don't have a worldview of a continuity of this type of existence, then that's when I would use this word non-existence, but maybe it's being used for something else here. I'm not sure. Just your thoughts would be helpful. Thanks.
Yeah, so for example, if we're going through different situations in our lives, sometimes we may feel something, we're going through certain experience and in darkness, basically, our situation. And we don't see any light in terms of like complete hopelessness and that kind of feeling. And then all of a sudden, this news comes to me, you know, everything, I'm being pardoned, everything, and I'm getting like a palace in close proximity to my Lord. I'm just getting connected because I was just not seeing that at that moment. And then what kind of joy that would bring to me, because I'm just looking for that. Because that's what my journey in life is. I'm looking for that being, that the one absolute being who can really satisfy me. That's something that always stays with me in my life. Right. And this world does not provide me that thing. So in that sense, I would say, yeah, definitely this good news really is just brings the whole new world to me. Like I'm just enlightened and just happy and once I'm connected in this way. So the great joy is just something I cannot really even express because that's just something I'm always looking for. But this world doesn't offer me that.
Thank you. So it's sort of like the ideal situation to pretty much depart from this existence or conclude your experiences um, in terms of, it mentions a man is pardoned, like to be in a forgiving state, I would say, or in a, what do you say? Pardoned state, yeah. I mean, that's the ideal situation. And and the realization is what matters afterwards. Okay, thank you.
All right, thank you. Any other thoughts or comments by anyone? So what is the key is a question. So it's a good question, actually, what the key is. So let's hear from Brother Ali.
I was studying the key as I was listening to you. I was going through the text, what the key can be really, as I understood from the key now, because there is interesting terminologies are used here. Actually, we should reflect on it. sentence by sentence. From the beginning, Muhammad saw the treasury of the eternal happiness. He was educated there because God showed him, obtained the key. Now, I always understand that Quran and the universe is so much integrated, intertwined with each other, cannot be separated. This is the best way of, this is described in the best way through the Ascension, Miraj. Miraj is going through the universe, bringing the key to the Quran, teaching me how to disclose the secrets of this material appearance of the universe. What is manifesting in it? What is demonstrated in it? The key is there in the Quran, because simply because we read that the Quran describes the creator of the universe with all the qualities manifested in the universe. So I always admire this idea. We cannot read the Quran without accompanying the universe. Every day I become more and more convinced about it. Impossible to read the Quran without universe. Impossible to understand the secrets of the Quran, the universe, secrets of the universe without the key of the Quran. The result of the Miraj is the Quran. He came back with Rasul. He went there as Abd, came back as Rasul, which means after going through the universe, we can obtain the Quran. It means we can assimilate the message of the Quran within ourselves. Trying to understand this, also what mentioned here, also very interesting, being poured with the flood of time. We always talk, what is the flood of time? The continuous creation. Through the continuous creation and motion of particles. What does it mean? Into the action of non-existence and separation, eternal separation. That was the point Feriha brought out. No, because according to us, this motion of particle, as they are created, we think that they appear to us as motion of particles. But in fact, motion of particles is the result of never having any break of or gap of existence. It means creator is continuously manifesting. So what happens now, according to our perspective, they go into non-existence, disappearing. I cannot keep them, although I want to have them. That is the contradiction we have to solve. This solution is only possible if we read the Quran under the guidance of, if we read the universe under the guidance of the Quran. We understand that, they are falling into not non-existence, but into the, if you like, chest of the treasury of Ismail, names of God, Ismail Husna, are continuous manifestation of power, continuous manifestation of knowledge, wisdom, all continuous manifestation. But when we look at the universe, this looks like motion of particles. Ever renewed form of existence of particle, it means. Ever renewed form of existence of particle. So nothing goes into non-existence, shouldn't, because if the creator is absolute, what is non-existence as far as the absolute is concerned? Nothing. It doesn't appear, there's no non-existence. That's why it looked puzzling. So it is also interesting. It cannot be described as how precious and enheartening such good news is in the ears of ephemeral jinn and men who thus suppose themselves to be condemned to eternal annihilation. But they suppose themselves we are going to die and disappear from existence. But in fact, they are nothing but eternal manifestations of the glorious and merciful one's mercy. The mercy because they, in their transience, they demonstrate the eternity of their source of existence. But this transformation, seemingly going into non-existence at first glance, what the for example, those people who read the universe without the guidance of the Quran, don't they describe the universe as going to die forever? Human beings die and disappear from existence forever. That's how they see it themselves, because they want to see the result of the continuous motion of the particles somewhere preserved. In the matter, there is no such thing in the material world. So they say it is going into annihilation. At the end, the universe disappears and fall into black hole. It means disappear, finish. That's it. Human being dies. That's it. That's what they see. That's why they really are crazy to enjoy themselves in this world. So that until we die, at least we will enjoy ourselves. It is just cheating themselves. Enjoy, but you know you are going to disappear according to your view, your understanding. The key teaches us the solution.
Alhamdulillah for the key. Okay. So Hill, you had your hand up. Do you want to share anything?
Assalamu alaikum. No, just I found it interesting. He um, talks about in the second paragraph about soul-searing situation, but he's talking about listening deep to one's feelings. So it's really how one feels about living in this unstable world that drives one or a person to find this answer or this key, this answer to seeming non-existence, this annihilation, eternal annihilation. So it's this, I guess, this emphasis on how this self-reflection about how we feel about what we're going through in this world. Eternal annihilation, this motion of particles, upheaval, this flood of time. So I guess only the sort of opposite, this only at this place where we're going to be executed, this world where we're seemingly sent to an execution, our non-existence do we find that answer or that key. So eternal happiness, the key to eternal happiness. So it's quite interesting, like how the world is constructed in this way.
Thank you,
If
Suhail.
I thank you, can I speak? Just I didn't notice.
Sure, go ahead.
Yeah. So it was interesting, Farih's question. But if we read it carefully, who does supposed themselves to be condemned to eternal annihilation? That is the answer for non-existence. They themselves, the human beings themselves, they suppose that they are condemned to eternal annihilation. Not in fact. It's their supposition. So the text really needs a very, very serious, close reading in order to get the message. Then we have to benefit. What do we mean? Why do we study Ascension? In order to really elevate the status of Muhammad in our life? Nothing to do with it. But the message he brought to us, the mission he performed, yes, it is endlessly precious, because only through this message we are getting the infinite pleasure in a satisfied way. So at the end it says, great joy this could cause him. So that the human beings are supposed to evaluate this good news, how it is the source of joy and happiness. Every human being can receive this joy and happiness only through the key that the Prophet brought to us, and look at the universe, including our own existence, and benefit from it. That is a great combination of elements, which is so integral, inseparable integral here, integration with each other, human spirit, universe, and the creator, and the ascension of the Prophet representing the relationship between these three elements, and bringing the guidance, how these three elements should be connected to each other, and then poor human beings here created on a temporary base, but with the spirit yearns for eternal happiness. What am I going to do with this desperate conflict? Yearning for eternal happiness, but subject to ever-changing life. It means continuous motion of particles, according to my perspective. That it is nothing but direct manifestation of the creation. So here I can really share, if you like. Would you like me?
Yes, please go ahead. However, you're muted.
Just then be patient with me. I am
Sure.
copying it. It is you can find the translation of it. Jasiya, 45th verse and 24 ayah. Ayah 24. All right, this one, where shall I share it? You found out this. English and Arabic and English translation. Let me try as well as you are going. Let's see who's going to bring it more first, like bringing the 45. What say 45? What? 45. 24. Here we go. I can share it now, but can I share it? I'm not. Oh, you can share it. All right, you found it. Yep. But the translation. All right, let me see. Let's see the 24. Yeah. Let me see. There is not but our worldly life, and we die and live, and nothing destroys us except time. وما لهم بذلك من علم. They have of that no knowledge. And yeah, I mean, they have of that they have no knowledge of it. They are only just assuming. Yeah. Yeah. Did you get the verse? Inshallah, everybody. Look, this as it is described here, 41, isn't it? 41, 24. So is it described here? Those people, they suppose themselves to be condemned to eternal annihilation. They think that they live and die just because time. It means uh, as it says, continuous flood of time and motion of particles. In the texts say, continuous flood of time and motional particles. These activities throw us into, they say those to eternal happiness. Those people suppose, what did say, assume, suppose, as Nursi uses it, suppose themselves to be condemned to it, condemned to fall into non-existence. That is described in the Quran. It's a very great, important ayat, actually. We have to learn it. وَقَالُوا مَا هِيَ إِلَّا حَيَاتُنَا الدُّنْيَا نَمُوتُ وَنَحْيَا وَمَا نُهْلِكُنَا إِلَّا الدَّهْرِ, time. وَمَا لَهُمْ بِذَلِكَ مِنْ عِلْمٍ. That's why they say 14 billion years ago, universe was created, and it has this time period of life expectations according to the law of the second thermodynamics. All these things are, the universe is going to fall into infinite annihilation, black hole, finish. It will become a black hole itself at the end. That's in their imagination, which is correct if you don't really understand and give a possibility that the universe must have a creator, owner of the source of existence. Then the universe may go, but the source of existence, look at how he's creating the universe, continuously changing, but never break. Renovation. It means this absolute power wouldn't let you go into annihilation. That is only possible through giving the possibility of the truthfulness of the message that the messengers bring to us. Because only the prophets can mention about the owner of the universe. Amazing reality.
Alhamdulillah, thank you. Oops. Clear my mind. All right. So we'll go to the fourth root. Fariha, go ahead.
I just wanted to comment on the connection between the second fruit and this fruit. The last piece of second fruit mentioned about, the wondering, being in wonderment and love of creation. So pretty much if that's ignited within us, if that's, we haven't, it's supposed to be activated by default, but that's, this wonderment and curiosity and love then leads to making use of the key, because some of us may be carrying the key, but what's good use of that key if, it's not to really open treasure. So it's interesting. Now I'm just wondering, like, even how the author is building up the case about, I mean, he's talking about if mankind is not open to curiosity and wondering, then, what good would it be listening to the message of the speech of God, or somebody who's presenting that message, or somebody who's bringing that message? So I think a prerequisite is really, like, I think you brought it up earlier about being attentive with creation, being attracted to, wondering and questioning the source of existence of things, and only then the direction for how to use the key is imparted. I'm just connecting that.
Oh, mashallah, that's a good connection that was made. Thank you. All right. Okay, so a few minutes left. Let's continue. Just as he himself sampled the fruit of the vision of divine beauty, so did he bring to jinn and men the gift of this fruit being attainable by all believers. So I love this sentence actually. So this gift, the gift of this fruit is attainable by all believers. Right? So sample the fruit of the vision, and this also gives me a model of sharing the message. So after sampling the fruit, and then I can even share it and say, hey, everybody can do it. You may understand from the following how delightful, pleasing, and exquisite a fruit this is. So Faria, you have your hand up. Do you have to mention something? Okay. You may understand from the following how delightful, pleasing, and exquisite a fruit this is. So the fruit, the vision of divine beauty, basically, is the fruit. Everyone of fine perception loves one who possesses beauty and perfection and is benevolent. Yeah, so we all look and get attracted. We love the one who possesses beauty, perfection, is benevolent, giving, and his love increases proportionately to their degrees, that it reaches the degree of worship, and a pitch where he would sacrifice his very life. On seeing that person only once, his love becomes such he would sacrifice the world. However, in relation to the beauty, perfection, and benevolence of God Almighty, the beauty, perfection, benevolence of all beings are not the equivalent of even a few tiny sparks in relation to the sun. That is to say, if you are a true human being, you may understand how delightful and fine a fruit it is, and what happiness and joy it brings to receive in eternal happiness the vision of the all-glorious one of perfection, who is worthy of boundless love, infinite longing, and being gazed upon eternally. Infinite longing, being gazed upon eternally. All right, so what do we understand from the vision of divine beauty? Because can anybody share that? Realizing that's what I'm understanding. As if just with the Ascension, we kind of spoke about it a few weeks back. Like when I'm eating the grapes, it's my Lord who is actually treating me exactly, giving me with his hand the grape. So I feel that in a way. Right? So I see his divine beauty. So whatever I experience and I'm happy with, I see his work, his divine beauty in that particular thing that I'm happy with. Right. Any thoughts before we close the session for today? Yeah, go ahead.
I think the statement, however, in relation to the beauty, perfection, and benevolence of God Almighty, the beauty, perfection, and benevolence of all beings are not the equivalent of even a few tiny sparks in relation to the sun. It's a very powerful statement if we ponder over it, because I think, like just like you were pointing out, in terms of our experiences here, with any interaction, we feel pleased, we experience beauty, love, and all these perfect qualities. But obviously, they are manifested on transient things, objects, experiences. But if we really question the source of existence of these qualities, and are in wonderment, and are really looking to utilize the key, if you will, of creation in its right direction, then once we realize that things are just a reflection of the artist of this universe, then whoa, then you're like, this artist must be a really benevolent one, or beautiful one, or loving one. So that just really, this feeling and excitement, I think it's huge, and it's really priceless, inshallah.
Thank you, inshallah. Brother Ali, please go ahead.
Before we close, I was busy with the text, how can I really grasp it? So the sample himself, this Ascension, was a sample, and the fruit of the Ascension, we can benefit from this fruit as a gift of this fruit being attainable by all believers, so that I can really attain the vision of divine beauty. I think, although I must be honest, I was half listening, half busy with the text to understand. Maybe Ferry Howard mentioning about it, attainable by all believers, the vision of divine beauty. So you and I can really experience the vision of divine beauty. If you Feriha talked about it, I'm sorry, but I wanted to share it because I was excited with it, this idea.
So I take that as to be the ascension, basically, when we're using our human qualities to really understand and work on the meaning behind everything in the universe. Yeah. So definitely sampling the fruit and then attainable by all believers was the key for me as well. That we all can benefit from this fruit. So as Faria said, using the key and then relating it to the universe and our feelings. So all these three working in harmony, definitely we can get this vision of divine beauty. Okay, inshallah. All right, any final thoughts? Brother Ali, go ahead.
Excellent point. Alhamdulillah. And excellent news. Very, very exciting news.
Inshallah, may we all experience and feel that, inshallah. Thank you so much, everyone, for your thoughts and comments. So we'll stop here, inshallah. We'll start from the fifth fruit next time. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Subhanaka la ilma lana illa ma 'allamtana innaka antal alimul hakim wa akhiru da'wana alil hamdulillahi rabbil alameen bi hurmati suratil Fatiha. Thank you, everyone. Salam